All right, warriors, let's do a breathing exercise. 5 seconds, 5 Mississippis. And for those of you new to the channel, subscriptions. It makes the video even more interesting. Okay, I'm lying. I'm very criminal. But look, this is what we're here for, so that you don't fall for that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen some of these videos on the YouTube where they'll go, if you don't listen to this message, you're going to regret it, or you're ignoring God, or it's just crazy breadcrumbing using the Lord. Wow. Oh, we're going to talk about that. But we're going to talk more so about how everybody's going to come unhinged eventually. Yeah, we candy coat that shit. We even garnish a turd, right? We call it supernova. But when a narcissist does it, it's called snap in a circle. You feel me? In a circle. Look, the thing of it is this. The narcissist stays stagnant, stuck, lacking ambition. It's why we call them energy vampires. Bottom line is, they're freeloaders. That's the simple short form. They're freeloaders. They want to pretend like they got it and they don't. And by pretending they got it, it opens doors for them. And if they mingle and network carefully, they can use stepping stones to get to an objective they never earned. Hey, wouldn't you do that if you was ignorant and didn't have the mind to be able to think yourself through things and manifest change? And it's because of this inability in them to be humble, at least. Because let me tell you, I would like to think, if I was that ignorant, that I would just say, look, I surrender. I'm going to be honest with you. I need you for your intellectual property. I don't know if I'm coming or going. But I'm going to love you like there ain't no tomorrow, because I know my life depends on it. I would have no issue. And then uncomplicate shit. What is it you're looking for? I aim to please, because every now and again I get hungry. You feel me? But look, more than anything, understand, progress is a nice word. I don't know if you've ever heard that statement before. Progress is a nice word. But change, that's its motivator. And when you can harmonize those two, it's also the catalyst that creates your enemies. So warriors, it can be said, progress is a nice word, but change is its motivator. And change has enemies. We see that more evident today than ever before. But what I want you to understand is, don't miss the message. Instead of looking at it with anxiety, look at it as this. Isn't that the normal reaction of something that's dying, gasping for its last breath to exist? You see, narcissists believe that the dark secrets that they have are going to go to the grave with them, y'all. And oh, they got another thing coming. Now let's do this breathing exercise. Let's take a breath. And let me tickle your brain on some truths that I have been able to witness through my journey in the devil's playground as an observer. So that you don't have to go deep diving down the rabbit hole wondering what happens. What is that, Karma? 5 seconds, 5 Mississippis. Come on, y'all. Release slowly. Shake that shit off. Y'all be sure and subscribe. Hey. And hit the notifications bell. There's a bell down there, that thingy. Hit that. Look, the delusion for the narcissist explodes. Eventually, all their secrets come out. Eventually, look, they piss off the wrong one. And that's the one that spews all their secrets to, because that's the one that they become vulnerable with. And it's all backfiring on them without you doing anything. You see, whenever that focus changes and they're back into survival mode, because now they're being unmasked, the big reveal, right? Whenever that happens, this is why for many of you, you haven't been hoovered. They're fighting other major ass battles, and you're the least of their concern. They make everyone on the outside believe like they're hitting home runs. And the truth is, when it comes out for them in the most inopportune times. It's why they call it a tower, an avalanche. Total mortification. Some of you are going to witness it. Some of you may not. Some of you are going to find out that they were living a double life. Undercover boss. Undercover boss. Get it? Look, it's okay to have feelings. It feels like shit to have been taken advantage of or abused, and or having to be in a position where you have to defend yourself against the very ones who you should have never ever had to consider to defend yourself against. And so even the best of us can lose it. The danger is lingering there, not learning the lesson. The danger is staying hooked on rage to necessitate your own ability to live, because you think this fuel is the only thing that gives you something to live for tomorrow, to talk about. Let's, rather than do that, tickle our minds and feed it with something different. Teaching our minds to gravitate toward the message in the message. You see, that's where all the secrets are. All this top level knowledge, the surface level knowledge, is religious, not spiritual. Because you operate on a base of blinders that keep you defending your faith instead of living it, and understanding and respecting others' faith. Because what you appreciate more than anything in your spiritual awareness is, at least, they are badass diplomats of the faith they walk in. That moral compass makes them an even greater friend to me. When you do this, you're able to learn and discern and appreciate with respectful cooperation across the globe. Hate has no room where you're going. It has its place. So does rage, so do feelings. And every now and again we lose it. No one knows this better than our greatest teacher. We're going to look up a scripture in Matthew chapter 21, verse 12 and 13. And what I want you to understand is this. Preachers that teach on this text, teach on the crookedness in the church, in the temple. in the chain of command, right? How profiting in the church was slap in the face. But let me tell you what's missed by dang near everybody that you need to be able to look at and appreciate. You see, traveling in this vessel, this avatar on earth, what you need to also understand is you're an energy experiencing the human experience. In this journey, what you have to come to realize is emotions are powerful feelings. And what you need to understand in this verse, this text, this chapter, this book is that our greatest teacher lost it in the temple, flipping tables. Went supernova or snapped. Right? Everybody don't see that part. They're trying to teach on this lesson. They want you to think the Lord should snap. The Lord, in all His grace, chose an avatar and experienced supernova. Didn't hide it from us. Wanted us to learn from it, but not dwell on it. Use it as a teaching experience to show I too fall short in this experience, and in this very journey was learning himself why there needs to be a direct line of communication, of understanding, because as a true leader and teacher, it can be said, I've been there, done that. I get you without you even needing to say it with intricate detail, even in prayer. I feel you, can saith the Lord. Let me read this to you. Matthew chapter 21, verse 12 and 13. Jesus entered the temple courts and drove out all who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of money changers and the benches of those selling doves. It is written, he said to them, my house will be called a house of prayer, but you're making it a den of robbers. In Mark chapter 11, verse 15 through 18. You see, I like giving you a couple verses sometimes, throw you off guard. It doesn't allow you to have a brain fart or a contradiction, right? A different read. See, when I can present one, it can be interpreted differently. When you have two different points of views by two different apostles, two different writers, well, it can only mean one thing. Let's read Mark chapter 11, verse 15 through 18. Chapter 11, 15 through 18. And this is the NIV version, okay? Let's keep it simple. On reaching Jerusalem, Jesus entered the temple courts and began driving out those who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves. You feel me? These tables now, we're talking a long time ago tables, probably made out of stone. You know what I'm saying? Jesus was an OG up in the temple. No doubt. Wearing a robe. You know how hard it is to move around? Look. And would not allow anyone to carry merchandise through the temple courts. And as he taught them, he said, it is not written in my house will be called a house of prayer for all nations, but you have made it a den of robbers. 18 says, the chief priests and the teachers of the law heard this and began looking for a way to kill him. Uh-oh. Progress is a nice word, but change is a motivator. And change has enemies. Feel me? All right, let's continue. For they feared him because the whole crowd was amazed at his teachings. Well, we can see the obvious. We can see Jesus in our minds slinging them. What's he saying, by the way, yo? He's OG. He ain't saying, oh, Jesus. Oh, how about, oh, me. Oh, me. Okay, I added that. I'm going to burn in hell probably for that. I added that. I needed you to have a loop interrupter because this is a note. Side note, you ever seen the reference notes at the bottom? Jesus had enough. It was so grotesque, overt hypocrisy being accepted by the masses that as he's walking on them temple steps, flipping tables, he's teaching. Using that moment to teach, to not take away also from the fact that to the astute student, we saw Jesus go supernova, experiencing the false side of the human experience. Not dwelling on it, learning to leave it alone and not dwell. Did you ever see him brag about fronting? You see, when the Lord flexed, it ended there. It started and ended there. That's how powerful it is. So understand, exercise your humility in those moments where you felt you had to don your war paint and exact change. And with your own eyes, you were able to identify your new enemies to you. You see, to your enemy, they were always your Judas. Warriors, I heard a story, and I want you to pay attention. You men out there, you young men and men. I heard a story once, and I'd love to give credit to whomever it is that I heard it from or read it, or I can't remember who shared this, but I'm glad it every now and again I get moments of reflection. I heard a story of why it is so important for you to appreciate where you are right the hell now. Accept it. And if nothing else motivates you, I want you to hear this from me. Understand, your father, whose father, fathers, once of many times had to take life with a sword and shield to survive in life. Then travel across seas and still manage somehow to procreate offspring, a son, a son, a son, a son. You come from a bloodline of fighters, champions. That's what your legacy comes from. We might be mutts, but your bloodline screams warrior. So hold your fucking head up high. And don't you ever fucking act like this is a pity party. The DNA is already mapped in your silly ass. So look at me. Now get out there and fucking own it. These misfits ain't got a snowball's chance in hell against you. Seek out each other. You already know what to avoid. Now it's time to pay attention to your own kind, isn't it? Your peeps. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. You know, since my real name is Jesus, I guess if I ever go to flipping tables, I'll go, oh my. Y'all gonna make me go cracking up in here. Warriors, thanks for this balanced walk. Appreciate it. It's never goodbye. Always until next time. Namaste.
Jesse, what are you doing today?
We're gonna skydive today.
We're gonna
leap of faith.
Leap of faith. Hey, that's what this is.
Doing it for the tribe, the warrior tribe.
Do you know how high we're going? Did they tell you?
14,500 feet.
Close. 14,500 feet. Yep. And then we're gonna be falling at
a high rate of speed.
Very fast. We're gonna be falling very fast. We're gonna be falling at 120 miles an hour. Sweet. Have you ever gone that fast before?
No, I have not.
Okay, are you ready to go that fast?
I'm ready.
Okay.
We're gonna do it today. You got my back.
Yep. Oh, I'm gonna get your face, but you know your TI will have your back.
All right.
What made you want to skydive? What brought you here today?
Facing fear.
Yeah? Are you afraid of heights?
Facing fear, head on. No.
No.
I'm afraid of not trying new opportunities.
There you go.
I'm afraid of living in the woulda, shoulda, coulda, and I'm not gonna do it. Lead and live by example.
There you go. You heard it here first from Jesse. All right, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Woo!
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. To create a song, I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands.
Yeah. What'd you think of that?
I loved it.
Woo! You know, honestly, I have no idea who won the sword fight, so I guess we'll have to call it a draw.
There you go. We'll have to do it again.
All right, when are you gonna get your license now?
I'm gonna work on it tomorrow. I'll be back.
Jesse, thank you for jumping with us to Skydive Lone Star. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
What an honor. Badass crew. I love it here. The hospitality is just phenomenal. 5 stars. If there were 10, I'd give it to you.
We'll take 10, that's fine.
My brother. What a fun. Wasn't it awesome?
Hey man, glad y'all came out.
What an experience.
Come and see us again.
Thank you.